All right, ladies and gentlemen, I want y'all to repeat after me. I think that I and you can do wonderful things together. I am cocoa-covered dreams that melted in the sun because they hung on a rope to dry for too long. I am embodied into the mind of an 18-year-old poet who watches his history to avoid repeats. And the teller of visions known as history books, I watch words that unfold images that tell my mind what it needs, not necessarily what it wants or deems appealing. No, sir, that's not good enough for my mind. For my mind, stays relevant. Life is like the stinger of a bee. If you don't use the damn thing, then you're dead already. So I live like I won't die. I live like forever is promised. But you see, that doesn't mean I live lazy. I live like forever is promised in the hearts of man. And my words can be shared with the world. And my messages delivered through the inboxes of the soul. If I, as a lyricist, have my words echoing eternally in your ear, have touched your heart, may you just see a new light. Sniff the air a little differently. Taste food like I never tasted this damn good before, then I must be alive, physical form or not. All 5 of your senses have been tantalized and played with to perfection. So what form am I? Alive. Alright, I've introduced myself to you. So, how y'all doing? Alright. Y'all doing good? Okay. Trying to make sure y'all alive, you know, kind of get y'all hype a little bit. I'm gonna do a poem that is like 4 years old. I first wrote this during my first semester of college. It's called Down in My Pocket. Basically, I was at Eastfield, which is in Dallas. And I don't have a job at this point, been searching for a long time. I'm still broke. I've applied everywhere from Home Depot to Walmart to Subway, everywhere, and still can't get a job. You know, I guess they don't want high school graduates. Anyway, moving along. I applied, I'm going to college. They basically asked me to buy these books. They're overly expensive.
What you studying in college?
It's basically just a basics degree. It's an associate's in arts. It's a basics.
Okay.
So it's not like it has a major right now. But basically after you get that, you can move on to a university and get a bachelor's in something else that's more, you know, specific to something. But basically, you know, I'm broke. I'm sitting down, waiting on my next class. I hate it. And I just started singing like this little tune, you know, I ain't got no dollar in my pocket, ain't got no change to spare. I was just sort of you know, goofing around. And next thing I know, I wrote a poem. I ain't got no dollar in my pocket, ain't got no change to spare, ain't got no dollar in my pocket. All I got in there is air and crumbs of food. The crumbs come from my hands, feed me food I didn't work for. My independence is non-existent because I'm still dependent upon my parents. The only way to have independence is with employment. Until I have that, I will only deposit crumbs in these pockets instead of dollars into my account. So I walk the streets of potential occupations, working to find work from fast food restaurants to department stores. I search aimlessly for a job, y'all, not knowing who will most likely hire me, and every time I don't hear that 2-word phrase I'm desperately sought after, I know y'all know the one. You're hired. I lose it, but not on the outside though. Before I walk quickly and calmly away from the place in which my proposal to work was rejected, and my hands buried themselves into my pockets to keep from forming fists to bury into the face of the employer who refuses to employ me, leaving me with no dollar in my pocket, no change to spare, no dollar in my pocket. All I got in there is air. and a pencil, eraser, and pen, the tools by which I create. My pencil records my thoughts and ideas into stories, poetry, and sometimes prose. And my writing's reference forms where the eraser comes in to wipe away my human mistakes. There to be replaced by clearer and better word to upgrade the literature I offer into a higher point. My pen acts as a similar editing tool, except with a more humbling approach, as ink scratches through lesser versions of what I wanted to say in favor of smaller squeeze text scribbled above that scratch text as clear as possible to avoid misinterpretation by my ever so forgetful human mind. And this occupies my life or the life itself. To go to sleep, an idea that requires writing is to go through an endless night of a junkie's itch, aching, feverish outbreak. Waking me out of bed, so I record these thoughts from the dreams within my head, down on the page in the form of literature that explodes with fire and passion. And a warm relief. And this relief is like no other. But all you're getting paid for could possibly make it any better. So until then, I ain't got no dollar in my pocket, ain't got no change to spare, ain't got no dollar in my pocket, all I got in there is